So I'm going to talk a little bit about the 5% shifts concept and sort of where it came from. And also we are passing around a sign-up sheet, so feel free to sign up and pass it on to your neighbor. So as people who are paying attention to organizations and transformation process in organizations, we know that these change processes, these frameworks that we're used to using in engagement with organizations can be simplifying, but can also be very complicated. So these are two that I sort of picked at random, although I'm much more familiar with the Wheel of Change from Robert Gass. But the idea that these rubrics or these frameworks can help people in organizations think about all of the inputs that they need to start shifting to be able to make it possible for the organization to transform itself is certainly helpful, but is also often leading people to sort of take on more than they can chew, right? So we often see these change processes stalling out. And so we know that the frameworks are important, we know that the frameworks are needed, but we also know that what's really critical oftentimes is an outside perspective, which is why so many people operate as consultants and so many organizations are seeking out consultants. And so Linda Campbell is one of the founding members of the Building Movement Project. And for a number of years, she was working as a consultant with, as Francis said, organizations in Detroit that were facing certain challenges and struggles in terms of being able to meet the need that they were seeing in the community. We know that Detroit has some serious need, right? And so longstanding organizations were a little stymied and needed some outside pushing to figure out how they could both carry out their mission, but also be really truly impactful in addressing the problems in the community. And so, so Linda Campbell had been doing this work for a number of years, and really was through that work led to this process guide and the transformation process that Building Movement then developed, which went from, and this is again very focused on the process that an organization would take on inside of itself to start moving towards social change, but start with learning. And so a lot of the conversation and process was about learning circles and bringing change agents within the organization together to have conversation about root causes of poverty and the social problems that they're trying to face. So then they move to awareness. Through learning and awareness, they develop a vision and then strategy and then take action and then start over with reflection, and then the cycle just sort of kept going.